Hi everyone and welcome to Beyond Node.js, a space where we explore the ideas and real-world insights behind Node.js and the dev ecosystem. Today we are joined by Adrian Estrada. He is CTO at NodeSource, OpenJS Board Director, and organizers of communities and events like MedellinJS, NodeConfCO, CityJS Medellin, and former JSConfCO. So Adrian, it's great to have you here. I really admire your work and all of you done for the Node.js and the open source community. So today we'll be talking about the open source, the Node.js ecosystem, and the collaborative work between NodeSource and the OpenJS Foundation around the Node.js Upgrade Program. So to start, you've been involved in so many communities initiatives over the years. So what motivated you to start building communities around JavaScript and Node.js?
Well, I think community is a big thing that is very important for the city, the country, and all the Latino culture around. So I got really involved because I was very passionate about sharing the knowledge that I have, all the different topics that I was studying. So it's really, thrilling to share this with different folks around. So that's for me the base of a good community. So I started doing that. I just started teaching, and then people came around, and we started organizing every month. So since then, we have been organizing conference for like 12 years already, and it's something that I really enjoy much.
After starting with the local communities and events, how did you eventually become involved with the OpenJS Foundation?
Well, that's a long story, but I have to say everything is because my involvement in communities. So I got asked to join NodeSource in, I would say like 12 years ago, more than that, I think, 13, yeah. And basically at that time, Node.js was 0.8. We were just starting, and a speaker that came to speak to JSCon Colombia was creating this company, and he wanted to create a support department for NodeSource here at Medellin. So I got involved first with NodeSource, and once I was in NodeSource, everything was about Node.js Core, right? So I started collaborating with Node.js Core and started contributing and got pretty involved. Then the company got the contract to be the provider of the official Node.js certification, and I was directly involved in the project. So I was running that part of the project at NodeSource, and I got really involved with the foundation like that. After that, it was an easy jump to the OpenJS board. I got suggested to run for a position there, and I have been there for 3 years already.
For people who may not be familiar with it yet, what role does the foundation play in the Node.js ecosystem, and what does it mean for NodeSource to be a gold member alongside companies like Google, Meta, and Amazon?
Well, initially, the foundation as it is right now, it wasn't. Initially, we at NodeSource helped to create the Node.js Foundation. That the mission was to provide support for the Node.js project and provide the proper governance for a good open source project. We started like that, but then the Node.js Foundation was merged with the JavaScript Foundation, and then the OpenJS Foundation was born. It was born to foster and help to grow different JavaScript projects, many with great impact in the JavaScript world. So it is the house for projects like, for example, Express, Fastify, Node.js obviously, and many other projects that are very important for the regular development stack that many different processes around the globe. So it's very important this entity, because it makes sure that all these projects that support very complex infrastructure for the enterprise and for the community out there to keep being supported and healthy and thriving. So for NodeSource, it has been a really great time for us supporting all these projects, supporting all these efforts, and it's really important to be, at this position with all these companies that you are just mentioning. We need more help. We always are looking for more community members and enterprise members for the foundation.
This year, the OpenJS Foundation and NodeSource work together on the Node.js Upgrade Program. So, what is this initiative about, and why did both organizations decide to work on this program together?
So this was an initiative that was created and obviously championed by me. Especially, I have a special involvement there. So it's basically because I'm closing two of my words here. First is all the role that I have in NodeSource, all the experience that I have been in NodeSource, checking and witnessing all the struggles of different companies to keep their Node.js applications up to date. And also the other side, on my community side, seeing how hard it is to actually support the community out there and keep open source applications alive and healthy. So upgrading Node.js has been a serious issue that many companies and many projects can actually perform really well. So I created a program that includes some tools to help people and companies to upgrade and keep healthy their applications.
If upgrading Node.js is so easy locally, why is it so difficult for companies in production?
Well, I have to say it's not that easy to actually do it locally. Upgrading Node.js is not just a matter of installing a new version. You have to have in mind that every Node.js application have a dependency stack, and most likely you will find some incompatibilities there, some dependencies that are not properly maintained or compatible with the latest Node.js. There are many issues that could be, happening there that will prevent you to actually upgrade your application. Sometimes a project to actually come to the last LTS will take like a decent amount of time and complexity for an engineering team.
One of the key parts of this initiative is the free assessment tool. So, can you explain how it works and what kind of information it gives to companies?
Well, the first thing that you need in order to upgrade an application in Node.js is that to know where the problems that you will face in the process. So this is basically a full research that you will have to do over all the dependencies, all your code, deprecations, and vulnerabilities that you may have in your current project. And this will take like a considerable amount of time. It's a cumbersome process. So this tool streamlines that process. This tool will scan your local code and will check your package.json and your dependency trees. Will check for deprecations, vulnerability issues, compatibility issues that you may face in the process of upgrading, and will create a full detailed report on the things that you will need to solve in order to upgrade your application to the latest LTS version. It's a free tool. It's an open source tool that you can check at NodeSource GitHub, and you're welcome to use it.
What are some of the most common problems companies face when trying to upgrade Node.js in production, and how have NodeSource and the Upgrade Program helped organizations mitigate those challenges?
So, as I was saying, right, the first thing that you would like to do in order to upgrade is research on these issues. All these issues are vulnerability issues, which are the most dangerous and the ones that you really need to get away from. The other one is dependencies compatibility, and you need to also understand the health of your dependency. You need to understand how your dependencies are being maintained in the open source, or maybe you will need to replace some dependencies if that's the case. So that's a big challenge sometimes, and NodeSource will provide guidance in those cases. Say, for example, you are using a dependency that hasn't released like a version in more than 2 years. It's something that you should be concerned about because it's something that is clearly not well maintained unless it's something very minimal, and dependency will require regular updates. So the idea of this program is to help with all these issues, help with all these problems, provide guidance around the entire process, and provide like a clear path for every company or open source project to get into the right state to use the latest LTS in Node.js.
Why is it important for companies to prepare and assess their applications before starting a Node.js upgrade?
Well, as I was saying, you really need to understand where you're getting into when you're upgrading an application. So you need to do this process that I was talking about, to do the full research to understand how challenging or maybe you are lucky and it will be so challenging, but at least you need to understand what will be the main activities and issues you will have to perform in order to do the upgrade. So research is always first before making any upgrade.
To wrap things up, what advice will you give to developers and companies that know they need to upgrade Node.js but still feel overwhelmed or unsure about where to start?
Well, this is a problem I have been talking and thinking and writing about in the past. Let's say, for example, in NodeSource blog, I have a blog post about creating your own containers framework for your own application, where I describe all the different stages that you will need to contemplate in order to keep your application healthy every year. So I would recommend everyone to go and check that article. It basically describes different phases of maintaining appropriate applications. You make things easier to get by every year in a healthy way.
Thank you so much, Adrian. It was a pleasure having you here, and thank you so much everyone for watching Beyond Node.js. See you in the next episode.